Assalamualaikum everyone. We are starting our Nextjs 15 classes, online classes. So this is our first class and this is my first video where I am discussing about Nextjs 15 and giving you the introduction what is Nextjs. So this is the introduction of Nextjs 15. And what is Nextjs? Basically, a React framework for production ready apps. And I am Nibama, and today I am giving you a brief introduction about Nextjs 15. What is Nextjs 15? Nextjs is a React framework that enables server-side rendering, static-side generation, API routes, and middleware built-in optimizations, and we can deploy our application on Vercel, that is 25 Vercel, and makes React application faster, scalable, and user-friendly. So why use Nextjs when there is React library for JavaScript for front-end development? So why there is a need to use Nextjs? Because Nextjs is more functionality. It is a full stack development environment where we can do performance optimization, rendering, and automatic code splitting. Means Nextjs gives us facility to split the code for every other function. Like if you want to make header, you can make header component. If you want to make footer design in your application, you can make footer component. You don't have to go or write code in one page. You can split your code for your different type of functions you have to do in your application. So it will make you easier or identify what you are doing. That will also make you code more readable for users, and so you can easily read and change it whenever you want. SEO friendly means React application is not SEO friendly. When you rank your application on Google, so users will easily search your application from it. So that is called basically SEO, search engine optimization. So Nextjs gives you facility to write keywords accordingly and rank your application on search engines like Google and other search engines. Other facility Nextjs gives is full flexibility, mix SSR, SSG, ISR, and CSR. What is SSG? It is server-side rendering. SSG is static-side rendering. ISR is incremental server rendering, and CSR is client-side rendering. Built-in routing, no need for React router. There is built-in routing system in Nextjs, so you cannot create a route like in React application. You have to create routes with React router. API routes also have facility in Nextjs 15. There is API folder, and in this folder you can make more pages folder to work accordingly. Create backend functionality in the same project. You also work on backend in Nextjs. Means it is a full stack development, and you can also work front end designing user interface according to user experience, and give backend functionality so user can work on function. Key features in Nextjs 15 is that This is a router and file-based routing system. Server actions and middleware, more powerful server-side logic. There is backend functionality, so you can see server-side action in Nextjs application. Streaming and suspense, faster data fetching, you can see in Nextjs. Optimize images and image folder. There is image tag built in Nextjs application that is more authentic and give better performance. Faster execution and network edge. Understanding routing. There is file-based routing AI that I said, which when you create Nextjs for free application, you see app folder in this. You see page.tsx. This is can create your own page. This is about page or any other contact page. For making it, you have to create about folder, and in this you have to create file that is page.tsx. For dynamic routing, you can do routing like this, that you have to create product folder, and this you have to create id folder with square bracket, and in this you have to create page.tsx. Means if you have so many products, and Nextjs will fetch your products according to its id. When you will not create so many files for different products, you will easily fetch your product by building in one page and fetching it from its ID. Nextjs identify the product by its ID and show it in your Nextjs application. You can see effective delivery techniques, static site generation, that pre-rendered at build time, and this is the example. Export const dynamic equals to force static, that force the page to be static means pre-rendered before build time or one time execution. Server side rendering means generated per request. Export call dynamic equals to post dynamic root means when you change anything, it will redirect your application to that page, to that functionality. Incremental ISR means rebuilds pages as needed. If you want to revalidate anything 60 times, so it is the process of incremental site rendering. Client side rendering means it will run on browser. Nextjs gives you the facility of hooks. You will further study about hooks. I can give you example here, like use effect and use state is Nextjs hooks. We will further study about it in our next classes. Setting up Nextjs 15. To set Nextjs application in your system or computer or laptop, you have to install Node.js. If you do not have, when you're starting first time, you have to install it. Install VS Code, that is built by Microsoft, and it is integrated development environment for multiple building applications and with multiple languages, with so many tools and extensions that make you easier to build any application. And the command is npx create next app latest, and you can give your application name like my next app, so it will create next application in your computer. Run command cd my next app to move on your Nextjs application folder, that is my next app. npm run dev to run this application on your system, and you will see this link http localhost 3000 that you have to visit to run your application. You see in your browser. Next is give your default code. First code you can see in your browser is built-in code by Nextjs about something, and the functionality of little demo of Nextjs is displaying on your box. Folder structure that I tell you, Nextjs give us folder structure so you can make or split your code or separate your code and make it easier to use. There is app folder 2 for app router based pages, and you can make components folder for usable UI components. There is public folder for static asset, like if you want to store or save images for publicly accessible and viewed by users. So you have to save in public, and there is a styles folder, like you can style your application with CSS cascading style scheme, or there is also facility of tailwind CSS. You can style your application with of CSS. There is a built-in components, like you can easily customize your styles with built-in classes, like text color you can change by text blue 200 or 50 to 950. There is a range of colors you can set from it. You can use font bold to bold your font style of written text. You can enlarge your text, and many things you can do with Tailwind CSS. To build your first application, you can run this code, export default function home, and return h1. H1 is basically the HTML tag. You are all familiar with HTML. That is basic language for front-end designing, that give you the structure of your front-end application. Now you can write in this tag, welcome to Nextjs 15, and run it. You will see the output. What we learned today about Nextjs and why we use it, and the key features of Nextjs and routing system, that is app router, and rendering methods, project setup, how to set your project, and how to run it on your computer. Thank you. Meet you in another class. Allah Hafiz.